We are following breaking news. A federal judge has blocked subpoenas sent to Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell by the Justice Department. Those subpoenas were issued back in January over Powell's testimony about renovations to office buildings. Tracking it all, NBC News legal affairs reporter Gary Grumbach back with us from Washington, D.C. Gary, remind us about this case, but also walk us through what the judge said, because the remarks were pretty scathing.
Yeah, you'll remember we actually didn't know about this until Jerome Powell came out with a very rare video statement saying that he was served and his Federal Reserve Bank was served with a number of subpoenas related to the reconstruction of some of the Federal Reserve and what their actions were and how much money and how long it was taking to do all that. He came out with a video statement saying this was completely wrong and it was an attack on his independence and on the Fed's independence. This is now a federal judge here in Washington, Judge James Boasberg, saying that the subpoenas cannot stand. And I want to read a portion of what he says here. Quote, "A mountain of evidence suggests that the government served these subpoenas on the board to pressure its chair into voting for lower interest rates or resigning." And he says this will not stand. He says on the other side of the scale, the government has produced essentially zero evidence to suspect Chair Powell of a crime. Now, the U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro, who brought these subpoenas, is saying that this is wrong. It's without precedence. She's saying Jerome Powell is, quote, bathed in immunity and that he can now not be charged with a crime related to this situation. Of course, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia can certainly bring a charge against Powell in another situation. He's not completely immune from anything. But this is major news that is certainly moving the markets as we speak here.
Absolutely, Gary. We're also hearing from Jeanine Pirro, as you mentioned, U.S. Attorney for D.C., calling this an activist judge. But we've heard from others as well. North Carolina Republican Senator Thom Tillis just weighing in. He notably is blocking President Trump's nominee to replace Powell over this investigation. What did he say?
So I'm going to be honest with you, Zinkley, I have not seen his statement, but he was somebody who is very against the idea of these investigations. He, of course, is not running for re-election, which allows him to be much more open. And here we go. The statement is right on the screen for you here. He says this ruling confirms just how weak and frivolous the criminal investigation of Chairman Powell is and is nothing more than a failed attack on Fed independence. He says we all know how this is going to end, and the D.C. U.S. Attorney's Office should save itself from further embarrassment. As I was saying, Tillis is not running for re-election. He feels certainly more open and willing to say these kinds of things. Sinclair.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.